Hey guys, what's going on? Hope you're having an awesome day, and if not, hopefully this new episode of Battlefield Play for Free Versus can lighten it up. Now today we're going to be following a popular request, so I present to you guys the 870 Combat versus the SPAS-12. As usual, I'll be presenting a table of content with colors signifying what I'm going to be talking about throughout this whole video, and to give you a general idea of advantages and disadvantages for both weapons. So I'll remind you guys once again, green is for advantages, red is for disadvantages, yellow means that those are similar stats, and pink are for stats that can change depending on variants, such as damage, ammo per mag, and other things like that. You can always rewind to come back to the screen whenever you want to see some stats and to follow what I'm talking about. The specific episode of Battlefield Play for Free Versus is very subjective, and that's why I can only present some stats and tell you my own personal preference and not tell you the better gun, because both of them are really good and it's more of a sentimental value and the way you actually play with the weapon, which actually makes the big difference. Now this is side-by-side comparison of the iron sights. Both are very, very good. It seems personally like the SPAS's iron sights are more accurate, and the 870 gives you more space and view and surroundings. Both weapons have a velocity of 800, which is very, very powerful. This means that your pellets will hit the target very, very fast, but also means that they will spread very fast as well, giving you a lot of force and a good reason to use this at CQC. The ammunition you get for the 870 Combat and the regular SPAS-12 is 8 rounds, with a total of 32 shells. This can be changed if you're using the Veterans or the Elite SPAS, which can boost you up at a maximum of 12 shells and 48 shells in total. Same thing goes with the damage. I made a small little table here comparing the damage that should be very, very similar between the 870 and the regular SPAS, but there is improvement when you use the Veterans and the Elite SPAS if you want to use that upgrade. After mentioning the ammunition count, it is very, very important to mention the reload speed, which is very awkward and weird for both of the weapons. As you may know, none of these guns reload by magazines, however they reload by shells, which are fed individually in the weapon. Each reload can be different depending on how many shells you're feeding your weapon, how many shells you currently have, and all of that stuff. There is initial first shell, and the last shell, and the shells in between. If that makes any sense, it's each of the shells, which is the first shell, the last shell, and the ones in between, they each have a different reload time. So if you combine that all together, that's what really makes the reload time. Either way, the 870 has a faster reload time, but it's very, very minimal. It's a difference of a fraction of a second. And it is very hard to notice that by the human eye, and it shouldn't even matter too much. One thing you should take into account is the fact that whether you're using the regular SPAS or the other variants, you'll have a longer reload time because there are more shells to fill in. So for example, if you're using the regular SPAS-12 and you finished all your 8 rounds, you're filling in those 8 shells once again. But if you're using the Elite SPAS, you have to fill in 12, which will take more time. So not only you're upgrading your damage, but however you'll be downgrading your reload time. But for both guns, I would suggest reloading very often. Every time you're not in an engagement, you should reload, because you want to minimize your reload time and be more in the action, so you can have more kills, more XP, and all of that good stuff. So it's much preferred to cut your reload time from 8 to 2 seconds by reloading more constantly and being more into the action. A particular aspect of the 870 Combat, which attracts a lot of people, has to be its unlock level and price. It is really, really cheap. Unlocked at level 4, the 870 can be rented for 1 day at a price of 400 credits or bought permanently for 999 funds. It's amazing because guns nowadays are really expensive, and this one is a strong gun, but it's really cheap. Now the regular SPAS-12 can also be rented and bought for the same price, but it's unlocked at level 10. And the Veterans is unlocked at level 19, and the Elite SPAS is unlocked at level 23, each boosting up the price. Recoil for both of the guns are somewhat similar, except the 870 kicks a bit more upwards, but the deviation is something important to note. The 870 has better deviation when standing and worse when crouched, which is weird because you'd expect the opposite, just like the SPAS-12. Another note to mention and to take into account is the fact that the SPAS-12 has a small pull-out time. Normally all guns are pulled out and ready to be fired, but the SPAS-12 has a small little pull-out time just like the Deagle 50, which can be a turn-off for some people. But if you just time everything perfectly, it shouldn't be a problem. Especially if your SPAS is your primary weapon, it shouldn't even be an issue. However, if you're using that weapon as a second primary, I would suggest the 870 because it has a better pull-out time and can work much better when switched to quickly. Before I finish off, I want to talk about the rate of fire, which was hard to find. I used the Play for Free tools and the game files to get my stats, and they seem to contradict each other a lot. I have 3 possible stats for the 870 for rate of fire, which was 56, 83, and 120. I went with the choice of 56 rounds per minute because it resembles the SPAS-12's rounds per minute, which was 59. So either way, it shouldn't be too much of a difference because I experienced them both, I have them both, and I played with them a lot. And to tell you the truth, I can really not even feel a difference. and it shouldn't be that much of a difference, because if the maximum difference is 3, that's really tiny, and it's honestly really hard for a human to actually have those micro senses. To conclude, both of these weapons are amazing. I love both of them, and I even use both of them. With that being said, I do not feel like one is better than the other, because there are some aspects that I find good and bad on each weapon. I personally only use the Elite SPAS-12 on my level 30 recon, but for this video I tested out the other variants, and I came up with the conclusion that the 870 is a better overall weapon than the regular SPAS-12. Now, the regular SPAS-12 doesn't have too much to offer against the 870, but if you're using the veteran SPAS-12, I honestly think that they are equal, but the clear winner here would be the Elite SPAS-12 versus the 870, because it has better damage, more ammo, and has all those advantages available for that more skilled player. With that being said, if you have 999 funds, and you have the choice between the regular SPAS and the 870, I would purchase the 870. If you have the funds to purchase the Elite SPAS, I would reconsider and purchase the Elite SPAS. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope all of you guys enjoyed. As you may know, these videos take a ton of editing, research, effort, and time. So if you did enjoy and or want to show some support, make sure to leave a like on this video, and also leave a comment down in the comment section down below. For the next versus episode, make your suggestions, because I always honestly pick them from there, and I see all, the most liked comments and stuff like that. So that's pretty much all I have to say. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for everything, and have a good day.